Being a YouTube content creator, I'm sure you can resonate with me constantly checking YouTube analytics every single day and even every hour for new views or subscribers. We keep asking this one big question: how far am I from monetization? We keep monitoring the stats and ended up wasting our time on it. So what if I tell you there's a way to avoid yourself from falling into the trap that we just mentioned? Basically, you can get an email of your channel performance every morning and showing you how many views and subs you've gotten for your channel in total and how far you are from the monetization goal. In the previous video, we have learned how to build a YouTube Analytics dashboard in less than 10 minutes using a ready-made template. We are going to take a step further to modify and customize the previous dashboard. We'll be adding a few scorecards to display how well this channel performed in terms of achieving the minimum threshold to get monetized. We will also be learning some other advanced techniques to make sure the report is accurate. Before that, I'm sure that you are aware of the two criteria of getting your channel monetized, which is when you hit 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. I'm planning to create two scorecards to track the total watch time and percentage of watch hour I have achieved in that 4,000 hours. Then we're gonna do the same thing for subscriber count. Once we set it up, we can have the process of calculating the eligibility of YouTube Partner Program automated. But today, we're going to focus on dashboard building. Okay, let's get straight into Data Studio. First of all, let's open up the report that we created last week. If you have too many reports, you can use the search bar to type in the title or keyword to search for the report. Or you can scroll down and browse through the list of reports here. If you haven't got this report set up, don't worry, just head over to my previous video on how to set this up in less than 10 minutes. The first thing we're gonna do today is to name the current version. So if anything happens and you want to retrieve back the previous version, you can refer to the name and roll back easily with Data Studio's version controlling feature. Next, let's create a new page and name it YPP Monetization Tracker. Click on the drop-down, then the three dots to rename it. Then, name the first page as Home. I will also want to reuse the nice red background and the total watch time scorecard. In Data Studio, you can copy and paste the visual using shortcuts, which is quite cool and convenient, as it just takes a few seconds to copy and paste a visual. If you are using Windows, press Ctrl+C. If you are a Mac user, just press Command+C to copy, then go to the next page and paste it with the Command V or Ctrl V. Now let's move forward to the more challenging part today. We will be creating multiple calculated fields. Basically, we want to transform the data so that we can have these four information or metrics displayed in the dashboard. Step number 1, we are going to create a scorecard for total subs. Just duplicate one of the scorecard, then drag and drop the field user subscription added. This is very straightforward because it doesn't require any calculation. Next, we need to create a calculated field to represent the percentage of target subs by taking the total subs divided by thousands. To do this, go to Property panel and click on Add a Field. Then, name the column as percentage of target subs and enter this formula. Enter sum, user subscriptions added /1000, then close the window. Next, duplicate one of the scorecard, then drag in the new calculated field. Here I'm refreshing the page because sometimes after you add the new column, it doesn't reflect in the property panel. Now we will search for the new column and drag it in. Don't panic if you see 0, you are alright. It is shown as 0 now because it's not yet converted into percentage. So how do we convert it? Okay, go to Matrix and click this small box FX to edit. Then change the type from number to percent. You should be seeing something like this now. Moving forward, we are going to create a field for total watch time in hour unit because I think it appears clearer to me when the duration is shown in number format instead of the hour, minute, seconds format. Please feel free to skip this part. To give you a little bit more context, in YouTube Analytics data source, total watch time is actually a special data type called duration, and it is in seconds unit. To convert the unit from seconds to hour, we just need to create a new calculated field and divide total watch time by 3600 seconds. You may type /3600s, but I personally like to write the formula in this way because that's how I process the numbers. Now we will look for the new calculated field that we just created and replace the matrix in the scorecard that we just duplicated. Now we can see the changes is already reflected on the scorecard. It's always good to display the figure in your canvas while developing the dashboard. This allows us to immediately validate whether the formula works perfectly, or if there's any mistakes, we can also detect easily and fix it right away. I hope you are following well so far. Let me know if I'm going too fast or slow. Moving on, we are going to create another calculated field for the percentage of target watch time. Similarly, click on Add a Field and select the calculated field that we just created. Then divide it by 4000 hours. Next, duplicate this scorecard and drag in the new field. One tip here is, if you can't find the new calculated field, you can refresh your browser. Similarly, we're going to add in the new column. Then we're going to change the type from number to percent. That's all for data prep. Now we are going to do some simple formatting to make sure our dashboard is presentable. First, we're going to add a title and a logo. If you want to make it consistent over every page, you can go to the first page and make the logo to appear in every page by right-clicking and select Make Report Level. To add the text, click on this in the toolbar and type in the title. You can change the color, font type, and size at the property panel. I'm changing the size to a bigger one and change the color to black color. Then I'm going to rearrange these scorecards. Since this page is also a bit short, I would prefer to cut out the remaining space at the bottom. So let's go to Page and click on Current Page Settings. Then at the Property panel, change the length size. It may require some trial and error to get the best size. Now I'm going to add some icons to make this report more beautiful. Here I'm reusing one of the icons that I found in the template, then adding just one line to separate the matrix. Then I'm going to Emojipedia to get the emoji that I would like to add in. Just copy and paste. We can change the size of the emoji by adjusting the text property, font size. Here I'm changing the background of the scorecard target subs to white color because I want people to focus more on this one. Then I'll do the same for target watch time as well. It seems that we still got a lot of spaces on the right, so I'm just going to do some adjustment on the page settings. The one last thing we need to do to perfect this dashboard is to make sure the metrics here is only counting the last 365 days, because YouTube only consider last 1 year watch time and subscribers. This is an important step, especially if you have been on YouTube for more than 1 year. Otherwise, we might overcount the watch time and subs. To do that, we need to first group the scorecards together by selecting the scorecards and right-click. Then select Group. Next, at the Group Properties panel, select the data source, and you will see the default date range selection appear at the bottom. Here is where we can tell Data Studio to just count the data from the last 365 days. So click on Custom and select Advanced option. At the start date, we will deduct 366 days from current date, whereas at the end date, we will deduct 1 day. This is because we are assuming the data is T-1, which means it always gets delayed by 1 day, even though Data Studio mentioned that it's 12 hours. Just bear in mind, you probably won't see the figure showing here matching with what you see in your YouTube Studio. That's because the data source we fetch using YouTube Analytics connector in Data Studio is always lagged by 1 day, as it's refreshed only every 12 hours. Now we have just completed a very minimal dashboard. If you are curious to know how we can automate this, stay tuned. That's all for our tutorial today. But before I end this video, I just want to take some time to share with you this dashboard created by Datasaurus Rex, which I think is great if you don't want to spend too much time on creating a dashboard. Head over to this dashboard and click on the filter to select your channel, and you can get it to calculate your percentage of target watch time and subs instantly. One small tip here is to bookmark the URL so that it's easier to just click on the bookmark next time when you want to visit this. However, it is not feasible to automate this report to be sent to your mailbox on a schedule, as you are just a user of the dashboard. You will need edit access to schedule an email for the dashboard. I hope this video helps you to keep track of your progress on YouTube on a daily basis and makes you more motivated to hit the monetization goal. Please click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you like my content today. By the way, I actually did some improvement to this dashboard from this to this, just so that it can cater to my needs and requirements. I'm going to have an upcoming video on that, and it will be an uncut version of me enhancing the dashboard. Thank you for your time today, and see you in the next video.